and he didn't even get time to explain. This big dude in the back was camping, waiting for him to slip up. Said, "Whoa there, buddy. You out here a snitch." Posed up with one earring and got a scar under his eye, wearing a full-on suit. He ain't even had to do no talking, just looked in Bro's direction and the minions chased him down and dosed him up, had this man laid out before placing his eye on Dude's shoulder while the guards dragged him out. And he still had the audacity to ask, "What's wrong with him? Have you seen this man's build?" I'm not asking him any questions about none. The second he placed his hand on my shoulder, I'm giving him my switch. This binary trigger ain't gonna stop it. I have a feeling he's bulletproof. The man goes to see Derek Powers, who is that buff dude's boss. And Powers is the CEO that has always been trying to take over Bruce Wayne's company. "Don't worry about your friend. He's fine." "Great. When can I see him?" "Ah, little bro, just take your ass home." He goes home and starts analyzing the disc that his friend gave him, pretending to read whatever language this is. Coders will look confused as to why their code ain't working, knowing damn well they don't understand half the things they just wrote, typing in symbols that weren't even in Greek mythology. And it turns out that this man is actually Terry's father. "Yo, Dad." "Terry, I'm busy." "Dad, I'm going out." "You're grounded, fool." "But Dad, the patties are outside." "Man, you're grounded. Go to sleep or something." "Oh, I see how it is." "You jealous old. I'm gonna see how it is." He goes to the club and starts spinning game until the group calling themselves the Jokers pull up on bikes causing problems. Even took his girl and started tickling her. He went ahead and threw Bro into a car. "I had to sneak out the house to come here. You ain't just gonna take my girl." The rest of the Jokers couldn't let that slide. Chase after him and back him into a pole. That's under the attack and Bro gets slumped. Knocks someone else off the bike and pinballs them. And now the difficulty gets upped. More of them decide to jump him. So he steals a bike and gets moving, chasing him down the highway. And I'm not gonna lie, I've never seen no driving like this. He hits the brakes to get away from these two frauds and looks behind him, sees some more circus freaks and counted them out. Said, "Oh nah, they said this man to dump me." Drove off a pickup truck onto the side of the highway and onto another road. But surprisingly, the criminals could read, saw the road sign and took the long way around. Terry's riding down the road, and this man Bruce is just standing there. Who he feeling like? Bruce hasn't had any human interaction in 20 years. Heard some noise on the road and said, "Yeah, fit looks," and causes Terry to swerve and crash the back into a tree. So now my boy Terry is cornered and is about to get jumped. Saw that one of them was holding the pocket knife and had to throw down the helmet. We box him. And Bruce has been waiting for an opportunity to beat some criminals. Popped up on some. "Leave him alone and get off my property." Truth is, he ain't wanted them to leave. Like I said, he's been retired for 20 years. This is his first fight in 2 decades. When the main man got up and put his dirty mittens on Bruce's collar, he started smiling. This is the reason he's been waiting for. Weaved the punch and started beating Bro's ass with his cane. Had this man's neck looking up, even though he's laying down. This is why I stopped getting into fights. Too many sweats. Terry decides to stand behind Bruce. He finally understands what they mean when they say respect the elderly. This old geezer's hands already leaped, knocked the knife out of the clown's hand, and started playing baseball. Terry had to show out too. I've never seen this level of coordination. They're spanking criminals and showing them that they're not about their life. The scene of one of them what ifs and Sparking Zero, where they have a weak character fighting the most OP group of fighters. After all that, Bruce drops his cane and he's not feeling well again. And asks Terry to bring him up to his house. Bruce's dog Ace smelled a broken nigga, started barking at Terry. "Ace, chill, he's out." Ace must have forgot he was taken off the street, been around money, and all of a sudden, he doesn't speak with Bro, changed up on everyone, and is acting like financially struggling is illegal. Yet there's no money getting a loser out my face. So while Terry is helping Bruce, he manages to stumble on Bruce's secret lair, the Batcave, where he sees all of Bruce's equipment and the Batsuit. Had to stop him and tell him to leave. Terry goes back home and finds out that his dad was killed in a robbery. But after going through his stuff, finds the disc that was given to his dad and realizes that this is possibly the reason why his dad was actually taken off the census, and brings it to Bruce saying, "Hey old man, I'm pretty sure there's something weird going on in your company. Like on my dad's shish kebab." Bruce lets him in and finds out that Powers is making some DNA mutagen called nerve gas. Terry hears this and is like, "Oh, so you're about to go there and beat him?" "No, bro must not see this old nigga walking with a cane." "What you mean no, bro? He's running your company too." "Take this to Commissioner Barber for the feds." "Oh nah, you a snitch, old man." Had to walk out and leave the room. Time to catching that snitch disease might end up turning into a rat. But while he's making his way over there, he gets put up on by Derek Powers. Bro been watching his every move like a hawk. And Powers demands that Terry gives him the disc that his dad took. Terry pulls out the disc and throws it away, then kicks him in the balls. No children for him and hits the jacks, jumping down while getting shot at. Now I'm just wondering why Terry threw the disc. You're telling me he couldn't just break it instead? What a garbage plan. I've seen Patrick Star do better. Bruce looks outside and hears his dog Ace making noise by the gate. Cuts him loose and it turns out that Ace melted again.
Is it talking about me? I think so.
He brought Bruce down to the Batcave and showed him that Terry stole his suit. Could have stole Nightwing's suit, but he knows his worth. Forget about this overgrown Robin. I need me the latest tech with all the upgrades. Flew all the way over to the building where Powers' office is and started listening in. Hearing that Powers tested his nerve gas on humans and he's selling it to the dude with the big eyebrows and receding hairline. I don't understand this haircut. Like, bro, just shave it off. His head is looking like a convertible. Terry gets mad hearing that evil conversation and seeing that diabolical hairline, but gets caught by some guards. Before I can ask how they even got up there, he falls down and makes his escape while getting shot at the same time. He runs into an empty warehouse to hide.
Hey, Guinness, why'd you take my suit for? Give me back my suit, little bro.
But Terry ain't really to know, see now, man, he's got armed guards to get rid of first. Jumps down on three of them, kicking one into some boxes, and jumps up to get the high ground to look down on the damage he just caused. He lies down, taking out three more, and the last one thinks he's worth his time. He's doing these guards crazy. Plus, they got that stormtrooper aim too. They get in trouble. It's messed up when they be ruined her, y'all. Terry tells them he wants all the smoke. These hands been waiting for a chance to be used.
I will beat your mother.
A guard pushes them aside and squares up, and Roos is moving stingy. Told little bro that his free trial has ended. It's $15 a month for unlimited use. Pushes the button, which makes the suit stop working. This man Bruce rethinks of everything. Gets soft in his jaw, and now he's getting jumped, and he's like, while getting that Green Lantern treatment. But Bruce is listening to Sirius. I ain't gonna lie, last time he gave me some fruit snacks, just reconsider turning back on the suit. One of the guards wanted Batman gone, so he put out the gun. They're gonna kill me. Bruce closed his eyes and started saying his goodbyes right there. But then he reminded himself that even after Joker blew up a hospital, he still ain't kill him, so he can't just let Terry die. That wouldn't be fair. So he pressed the button and turned the suit back on. Terry trips the gun away and easily takes out two others before turning into Saitama, using only one punch on each enemy and started flexing. He started to understand Louisa. After all that racist talk, it turns out the secret to getting stronger was to become what you hated most and join the dark side. More guards show up and he started running. And Bruce has to help him escape by going into another room and going behind a secret wall. Bruce be so bored. He redesigned his company with secret passages. But Terry takes this time to gaslight Bruce into helping him.
I'm gonna shut down the suit.
Wait. I know about your parents, Mr. Wayne, and how they got clipped in that alleyway. My dad was murdered by these people. And once Bruce agreed to help, you can see the grin on Terry's face moving like a girl who just got caught cheating with all them fake tears. He jumps down onto the scene and uses himself as a bowling ball, then goes towards Powers, telling him he's under arrest. This is how you can tell he's not used to doing this. You're supposed to beat them up and break their arms and legs first, bro. He gets smacked in the back, and Powers had to show off his aim. Took the weapon from his minion. Terry got grabbed and was struggling to get out. Had to throw a batarang and hide behind it to avoid getting shot. Practically recreating that one Gohan knee. He throws a batarang at Powers, who proves that all those hours insulting children on Call of Duty actually came in handy. And Terry decides to throw a tank of the nerve gas and outsmarts Powers, who ends up inhaling the gas. Got the employees running away. Because now he smells like green eggs and ham. Bro's got green smoke surrounding his body, as if he hasn't showered in 3 months. Terry found his way onto the aircraft that was escaping and broke in, throwing 2 henchmen into the water and making his way to the cockpit. But he gets back. Bro spawned behind him and knocked his lights out and gave him no time to recover. Said he's on that. It's clamps. Turned his neck from left to right and thought it was easy. Gets his hand caught and ends up in one of those grab clashes. Before getting insulted, he told Terry that he was a bootleg version of Batman. Terry had to show him what's up, pushed him back, then told him to back off. He's chopped. And pummeled him into the controls, causing him to get electrocuted. And he escapes while the plane drops into the bottom of the ocean. Bruce was so impressed, he pulled up to his home and called him by his government name, Terrence. This man Bruce thinks he's slick. He's still pissed that Terry stole his suit. Came all the way over here to embarrass him and speak game to his mom. But Bruce offers Terry a job working for his company. But really, he's using this as a cover-up so his mom doesn't get suspicious when Terry isn't home. Because in reality, he's going to be the new Batman. Since Bruce is as wrinkled as a prune with his old ass. We move on to a cargo truck making its way to Fox Tech, where we see this Venom-like thing making its way around the building. I'm moving like your parents trying to figure out new technology, just pressing random buttons, which causes the place to explode. Bruce heard about what happened and made his way to the elevator to meet with Derek Powers. Hey Bruce, how are you? Wash your hands, nigga. And Bruce gets to telling Powers that he needs to keep his nasty paws off Fox Tech. They've been like family for years. They practically aren't twins. And it turns out that the Venom thing that blew up the building actually works for Powers. So he gave her another mission, which is gonna help her unlock more trophies. She goes and infiltrates another building, sees another computer, and is like, damn, all these buttons. This is why you should stay in school, kids. She jumps at the computer, destroying everything over to the scene, jumping down and entering the building. He starts looking around and gets ambushed and smacked like a sardine into a screen. Had to smell like Tom from Tom and Jerry. Dropping down to his knees and getting grabbed and smacked across the entire area and thrown away. He rolled over, holding his ribs, wondering if he should retire at such a young age, and watched the enemy escape and leave the scene. And Bruce is back in his mansion, analyzing a piece of this Venom thing that's working for Powers. And when Terry gets back, he explains that the enemy is called Ink, and sends this man right back to work. There's got to be some labor laws. Is it child endangerment or some shit? Give this man a jet to fly around the city, just so Terry can forget that Bruce has him working at 3 in the morning when he has school the next day. Ink is making her move, destroying another one of Fox Decker property, and Batman had to come chase her down, falling down, trying to squash her head in. She transforms, and he ain't unlocked his block in the building yet. Got slapped in his chin, and Terry really needs to sleep. He's out here moving like it hurts to think. He throws 2 batarangs at her liquid body for some reason, and ends up getting them launched right back. He flips towards her, grabbing the manhole cover as protection and squishes her down. And now he's making me regret calling him and decides to give him CTE, putting him to sleep. He gets back up, chasing her down with speed, and cuts her off down below. And she's like, oh, fuck. And that's when I realized they called her black for a reason. She read her and she dodges it. And now I take back what I just said. This ain't a joke about her being black and can't swim. This bit is just nasty. When was the last time you showered and brushed your teeth? Bed probably smell like straight garlic and dog food. Stay away from me. She goes into the cracks in the floor and starts destroying them and chasing after Batman, who gets pushed up into the air and lands back down and rolls into the water, leading to Ink making another escape. That's over 2. Terry is getting his ass beat by the same Rico used to write poems back in the 1400s. Ink invades Power's personal space and explains that they have a problem. Batman is being nosy, and he tells her that she ain't getting paid to speak at a pack of skills for no reason. She needs to do her job and get rid of Batman. And we see that Powers is shedding. Clearly, he has some side effects that were caused by a nerve gas Terry threw at him. Once again, superheroes are out here making their own worst enemies. Another one of Foxtecca's buildings explodes, and Batman out there investigating the situation, but he finds nothing. Ends up going back to the Batcave, swoops in, and tells Bruce that the whip is moving kind of slow. Feels like it's taking an extra 0.1 seconds to reach it out, but Bruce is like, wait, it's too heavy. And Ink spawns in to send Terry crashing into the wall. I start doing him like the Hulk did low, smacking him against the ground real repeatedly, and decides to hold him up in the air and go inside his mouth after she don't even shower. After all this, you know Terry's going to inspect every single inch of the vehicle before stepping inside. Bruce pulls up to save him, using water to hose her down. And it turns out that while Terry is getting touched inappropriately, this man Bruce took the time to change his fit. Out here looking like these. And when he thinks he's got rid of her, she manages to get back to shape and find the high ground, using it to break the holes and reclaim the advantage. And then she tries to make a run for it and go upstairs. Bruce ain't trying to let the holes see his dirty house. The maids are on vacation, had to shut the door and electrocute her. And now she's going back to try and cause damage to everything in the Batcave, causing an earthquake. She then pushes down the giant statue that Bruce has for some reason, and Terry is barely able to save Bruce, ends up getting his leg crushed. And he had to forget about the pain as that girl that ain't his type trying to frolic. He took out a batarang and electrified it to send her 10 feet away, told her to keep her distance. She don't want this smoke. And while she's breaking the memoirs of Bruce's rogue gallery, Terry manages to get out and freeze her for good, and drop her off to the feds to take care of the rest. It's another day, and we see this dude named Willie in a turtleneck and a bowl of a haircut. So pretty much, this nigga is chucked. He sees his crush walk by and decides to make a move. Hey, how you doing? Bench players talking like they starters. I hate it. This jock named Nash shows up like, and steals his crush. It's not like he had a chance anyways. Hey, no fair! And Bobby checks him into his car. Bro couldn't believe it. He got his ugliness all over his car. He just got it washed. And right when he was about to knock his lights out, Terry shows up to stop the fight. When he goes to see his dad, who works for the robot called Golems, and his dad is thinking about sending his son off to the lowest bidder. What you mean he beat you to a pulp? I tried, Dad. You better show that booty with a toilet bowl smells like flush his head in or something. Nash and the girl are out on a date at the mall. When he got away from her perfume and some age, he said he's about to wipe out any man within a 10-mile radius. Uses his new drip to control the robot and sets the program to objective delete Nash off the planet. Chasing after him, picking up his car and crushed it like a toy. And just to add salt to the wound, he started twisting it and pulling to the side. Terry saw that it was Nash and was taking his time. Clearly, he waited for the car to be destroyed because the second the vehicle was turning to soup. Now all of a sudden he wants to show up and do his job. The robot breaks on the pillar and uses it to set Batman's fly. And he's using it like a hammer to chase him down and try to smack it into oblivion. Terry somehow manages to jump and grab onto the elevator and dodges his punch. He has the robot's arm stuck in the wall and messes with its electricity. And leaves Woody looking like he's getting some serious head. And when he finally wakes up, he takes out the headset and disappears. The next day before school, he's eating breakfast. And bro, why does his cut look worse? It's diabolical. Just take the wig off. His crush bumps into him and he's trying to make Nash jealous. So she asks him out. Nash didn't like that joke, pushed him and knocked his glasses off. And then he saw his teacher walking around the corner and just stopped him real quick. But it turns out that the electricity actually gave Willie some powers. And now he can control the robot at will. Some practice powers be having me crying. What you mean you got squirrel powers? I swear I just saw that at one convention. He goes to test out his new weapon by going to intimidate the Jokers, showing him the Hulkbuster suit and has them running in fear. Willie takes his crush to the dance, but gets it took in about 4.5 seconds. Nash had to take him outside. Could have just said to him that he's busy right now, text message, but wanted to be a nice dude for once. And push him into the water instead. Woody couldn't let that slide. Fall up the 14 feet robotic warrior to pop out. I went super sick. Causing everyone to fall over the railing and into the water. And he was like, where you going, little bro? Before Batman showed up to save Nash and threw him into the water. There you know Terry was pissed. If it wasn't his job, he would have sat back with a bucket of popcorn watching Nash get stepped on. The robot snatches Nash by the ear, and when I thought he was broke, Woody's dad says, well, stop this Nash. I said he ain't the one that pushed him to fight back. You should have gave him a list of what to do and what not to do if that was the case. But it's too late now. Sending his dad running away and they chasing him down with great efficiency. Batman was trying to distract the robot, while Willie's dad climbs up top of the structure, even throwing something at the robot that also ends up affecting Willie, causing the robot to crash to the structure and has his dad almost falling into the water. And I'm wondering why he can't just let go and fall to the water. But it's because he can't swim. Willie uses his powers to make the robot use his flamethrower, and Batman has to save the dad from falling to his doom before attaching some rifle hits to the goggles and has it crash into one of the rides, destroying it for good. And now Willie is fine while begging the robot to come back to life. So now it's winter time, and Batman is looking at never seen and gets to hide it. This trench coat criminal walks out, checks his watch, and is like, oh yeah, it's time. Snaps his finger for the work. Batman had to camouflage himself and get to work, taking out the stormtroopers, throwing a container at Bill, and flogging another one's leg, sitting him down. And he wasn't letting the truck escape. Had already attached the cable onto it to stop it from driving away. And he walks up to the mustache man on some idiot phone and calls the latest number, which leads to Powers answering the call. The man was silent, and he got over to his doctors to fix his skin. This woman right here walked up and said that she can build him a new body, but they're gonna have to test it out on another person first. So she went over to her secret room where she had Mr. Freeze's head just sitting there for 50 years. Bro must be miserable. But they gave him a new body, and when Bruce found out about it, he told his slave Terry to get to stalking Freeze's every move. Forget school, little bro, go follow that grown man. So he follows him to a cemetery where he sees a shadowy figure hiding behind a tree, ready to snipe Freeze's head off. And when he saw that laser sight on Freeze's bald head, he had to intercept. And once take out the shoulder, he was like, "Bro, you fool! Take that head out! Make him pay!" And Freeze is like, "Sorry?" Because there ain't really much he can do. The damage is already done. And he goes on live TV to try and gaslight the public. But on his way out, he realized that his new body isn't really holding up. And the doc tried to do some more tests by upping the temperature to make him pass out. And Bro saw her straight face looking through the glass and couldn't take it. Wanted to send her to the gulag. Through the towel, he's the one with the straight face. Ain't shit funny. For some ice shows up out of nowhere, causing a whole bunch of damage, and even blocking them from running out the exit. He thought he was performing for a concert, started raising from the ground in front of a live crowd of 2 fans. And this man is talking about he's had this suit in storage. The Cold be talking to him like the Green Goblin mask apparently. He makes Powers slip and fall, and when he's about to end him, the doc tries to get him to stop, and Freeze is like, "Oh no, where you going?" Freezing Powers in the middle of the hallway, and even freezes the doctor and has her screaming in agony. And at the same time that Freeze is Spanish and proving that he's clearly trigger happy, Derek Powers uses his radiation to get out of the ice. Terry finally shows up to stop Freeze, and now they're in an all-out battle, with Terry trying to avoid all his attacks, but it's not working, getting himself caught. And Powers had been waiting for our reason. This radiation is about to be heavy, burning this man Freeze, making sure his body turns to water, having him on his knees. And for some reason, it's work. He asks who this glowy fool is supposed to be, and he says, "Call me Blight," and throws whatever grenade caught onto his face and tackles him. And he told Blight to get his hot ass breath away from him, throwing him away. And he's trying to walk it off like we had just seen him get thrown into metal. Batman closes in and throws a wire around him, but it gets burnt off and it wanted to send to the gulag. Through the towel, he's the one with the straight face. Ain't shit funny. For some ash shows up, and for some ash shows up, and everywhere causing a whole bunch of damage.
Goal gets smashed in, so he
His thought he was performing for a concert, started raising from the ground in front of a live crowd of 2 fans. And this man is thinking about his head.
he had to rush in, and they started checking if K was actually the demi-human they were looking for. And what's crazy to me is they smashed his head in before they even verified. Imagine they just smashed a random nigga's head in. How do you get away with that? You going to jail, bro. They're holding K hostage, and Kai finally shows up. The guy with the bat stands up, and he's like, "You want to get some, nigga?" Kai dodges the first swing and tries to tackle him. The thug holds his ground and knees him in the gut. He throws him off and tries to swing his bat at him, but Kai parries it. K in the background is still struggling to get out, and who would have guessed the nigga with a whole stand is the most useless nigga in the field? I'll give him benefit of the doubt though, because he doesn't know how to use it. K bites himself, and as soon as we can see the full thing, K dies. Just for a little bit though, you know that he's immortal. Come on now. His stand disappears and he comes right back to life. And this dude Kai is still getting his ass beat. K sees this and he sits up and starts to scream again. Once again, it freezes everyone. Even Kai couldn't move. K takes advantage of this time stop and hits bro with a mean ass punch. See, that's the kind of power you don't want to give just anybody. Like, you give that power to a nigga like he, man, I'm not even gonna speak on it. Kai breaks out of the time stop, and him and K both run to the motorcycle and take off. The two guys snap out of it and chase after them immediately. Eventually they catch up and they start chasing them through a whole city. Kai is outmaneuvering these niggas. He's breaking the car's ankles. He reaches a railroad crossing and the bar is coming down. Kai sped up and made it across safely. The other guys try to clear it, but out of nowhere the driver hits the brakes and they end up stopped on the track. Hey, what are you doing?
Twin, I don't know what the fuck happening right now.
Nigga, move the car.
You don't think I'm trying, big bro?
Yeah, GG's RP to them bozos. See, the whole point of this video I wanted to make today wasn't me just retelling you guys a story. I wanted to give you guys a little backstory before we talk about this menace. See, even though this show didn't get as much love as it really it should have, but the CGI probably killed it for a lot of people. But luckily for me, I read it before I even watched it, so I knew this show was gonna be amazing regardless. And it's all because of one man. My goodness, bro, you guys don't even know. This is a top 5 antagonist, and I'm not saying this shit just to say it. He is that guy. Okay, let me stop sucking him and let me just talk about it, right? These two right here are the top 2 agents of the show. I don't know if they're top 2 for real, but they're the main agents. Blonde dude is top dog, and the girl is his assistant, but she's still an agent. Tosaki, the blonde guy, he sees something that makes him drop what was in his hands. Camera zooms in and we see it's the reincarnation of King Von. This man is known as the Hat. Simple name, the Hat. They call him that because this man is always wearing that Peaky Blinders ass hat. And as I watched this show, I found another reason for calling this man the Hat. Because all this man does is catch hats. He kills for sport. Y'all don't understand, bro. Oh my god. Let me just get into it so I can show y'all what I'm talking about. The first plan this menace put into action was to kidnap Kay's sister. And in order to do that, he sent his right-hand man, his lackey. But there's a problem. Kay's sister is being interviewed by the girl agent I showed you guys earlier, and they have a whole bunch of police in the room to protect her. The agent is trying to get his sister to tell her where Kay might have ran off to, and who might be helping him. And in the back of her head, she knows there's only one person that would help him, and that's the realest nigga that ever lived, Kai. The interview gets cut short because the agent starts levitating and her gut is bleeding. Everybody in the room is confused. They can't see what's happening. She's just dying. But when she looks down, we see the hand of a stand and the body of a stand. The stand lets go, she drops, and she's dead. No surprise. The stand wasn't finished though. The cop is confused because he's seeing footsteps and the stool get kicked. The other cop wasn't safe either. The stand started scratching the wall. He was just playing with his food. And while the cop was focused on the scratches, the stand faked him out. Seeing that was enough to make her pass out. And that made the stand's job 10 times easier, because the whole reason he came was to kidnap her. And that's exactly what it tries to do. But then out of nowhere, the agent starts to wake up again. And it turns out the whole time she was an Ajin. The stand lunges at her and tries to attack her again, but her own stand steps in and saves her. And that nigga starts to square up. He ready for this shit. The guy controlling the other stand starts getting scared because the Hat told him he can't fail. They start fighting and they're going at it. And they're low-key evenly matched. I'm not gonna lie, they're going swing for swing. And the problem with that is Ajins are so rare, they don't know how to beat each other with their stands. So while these two are fighting, they're trying to figure out what's the kill button. And we all learn at the same time, these dudes are not that much different from us. All it takes is one hard-ass punch to the head and they're done. Knocked out cold, but they're finished. But even when she won, she looked to her side and the girl is gone. The lackey bring her in and she woke up all scared. Sato calms her down and tells her that he just wants to help her brother. You know, like before they capture him. She was thinking about it for a little bit, but what really sold her was this fake ass business card Sato showed her. She tells him she doesn't know where he is, but she knows who might be helping him. The next scene we see where Kay and Kai decide to hide for the night. It's a small shed in the middle of the woods. It's small, but beggars can't be choosers, bro. You better sleep on that floor. And that's exactly what Kai does. He's tired, bro. Y'all forgetting he got hit with a metal baseball bat into the head like 4 or 5 times, bro. He's feeling it. And because of that, Kay is feeling guilty. He's like, bro, I can't let this guy follow me around and put his life in danger. And that's the realest thing this guy has done this whole show so far. And just when you think he might be getting better, he might not be that bad of a guy. He waits for Kai to fully go to sleep, like straight knocked out, and then he steals his phone. And maybe you guys think that's not that bad. He might even need it more than him. And I can low-key see that argument, so we'll just keep going for now. He's walking in the forest ready to separate from Kai, and he gets a call from his sister's phone number.
Pull up in front of the Kmart and let's bang out and let's do it on camera. I throw my life away, you throw your life away right now. I I hate you, nigga. Let's go.
He picks up the phone and it's Sato on the other side. And he's telling him to meet up somewhere. He's like, your sister's safe. I just needed to get in contact with you. He sent him the location and Kay wasted no time. He ran. But now on top of stealing Kai's phone, he stole his motorcycle. And that left him stranded in the middle of the woods in a random ass shack. That ain't no way to treat somebody that saved your life more than once. Kay reaches the location and he finally meets Sato and his lackey. The lackey pulls out a knife and Kay starts to think, why the fuck did I come here? I'm stupid. But then he stabs Sato. And it was just to show that he was an Ajin, you know, he didn't want to lie to him. He gets on his knees and he tells Kay that he's sorry that he even involved his sister and that she was on her way to the hospital right now. Before the conversation could even go anywhere, tranquilizers start flying and Sato starts yelling, get down, it's the police. My nigga Kay gets shot. He passed out. And then we found out it's not even the police that did it. Sato put his stand in the tree and made him snipe him because this is all part of his plan. He wants to make Kay hate humans. Y'all might be asking yourselves, how? And that's very simple to answer. He just turns him in so he can get experimented on. When Kay finally wakes up, he's all bandaged up from head to toe. And he's panicking. He's scared because it doesn't take a genius to understand where you are. My nigga, you about to die 50 times, revive, and then die another 50 times. It's gonna be just straight pain and torture, bro. And I gotta give it to Sato. Because if I ever got out of here, man, I would have hated humans for the rest of my life. The news shows up because Kay finally got caught. The Ajin that was elusive. What a word. Am I doing your vocab? That was shit. But while everybody crowded the front of the building and just wanted to get their little clip farms or whatever they were doing, the back of the building, that's where shit really going down. Sato's back there and he's ready to cause absolute havoc. We cut to a scene and we see all the executives in the building just having a meeting, and randomly a security guard FaceTimes him. He wanted to tell them something, but he didn't even get the chance. Sato comes into frame and he starts talking his shit, bro. He doesn't even care what they have to say. The executives tell all the security to lock in and go take care of that nigga. No guns though, straight tranks, because you can't kill him, so you gotta knock him out. And if you guys still don't believe what I've been saying about Sato, this scene alone, it will 100% change your mind. Lock in real quick. All the security guards get in position. Sato takes one step, and one of them is already dead. Sato rushes in and he starts spraying. He dodges one trank, he hits the wall, and then dodges another one. And finally, one trank actually hits him. Do you guys know what this nigga does? He cuts his entire arm off so it doesn't knock him out. He kills another security guard, but another trank hits him. And this time, instead of cutting anything off, he actually kills himself. And this is where I think the security guard is fucked up, because he's on the ground dead for a minute, right? You gotta die and then you revive, right? But they just stand there like this nigga actually died. And then when he wakes up, he massacres them. They're dead. You guys deserve that. Dumbasses. They should have just filled his ass with tranks when he was down. Just on non-stop unload the clip. But they're not smart. Sato finds Kay and he rescues him. And then he asks him how he's feeling, because you know he wants him to hate humans, so he wants to test him. And this maniac has done this scenario before, because his right-hand man, he was also captured and he rescued him. And the right-hand man was crying like angry tears. So Sato's like, yeah, this passed. Kay started crying too, but his tears were like, I don't know how to explain it honestly, but I'm gonna just say they're like big tears, you know? But Sato was not fucking with that at all. And he was ready to kill him right there. But he was like, fuck it, let's just see how it goes. They walk out and Kay sees a dead cop. He doesn't really care. He's like, fuck that, right? They keep moving and they reach this one door. And before they enter it, Sato checks it out. And when they open that door, they see the doctors that were doing the experiments on Kay. And immediately they start begging for their life. They're like, please do not shoot us. Let's just let them go. Kay was shook, and right before Sato shot another one, he grabbed the gun by the barrel. I forgive them, big bro. They were just doing their job. I knew this nigga was a bitch. Sato pulls out a gun and he's ready to finish. Kay unloads the whole clip on him. Nigga, did you just shoot me?
Big bro, I had to. You was tweaking.
Bleh. When I come back, nigga, you're dead.
5 minutes later.
Instead of Kay and the doctors running away and finding a way out of this building, they hide in the same room behind, I don't know what that is. It's some bullshit. Kay makes a deal with the doctors. He says, I'm gonna hold Sato off and you guys escape. But as you're escaping, I want you guys to show me the way out of here. And the doctor closest to Kay, he's like, nigga, I don't fuck with you. And Kay's like, bro, you gonna die then. And the other doctor was like, I'll do it for you, bro. This dude tweaking. Sato's searching for Kay and the doctors, right? And as he's searching, he tells Kay there might be a way to actually kill Ajin. Well, not kill them, but the closest thing to it. He says, usually when Ajin get killed, they just revive. No matter what. You lose an arm, revive. You get the arm back. But he said, if I cut off your head and a new one regrows, will you be the same person that comes back? Hearing that left Kay terrified. but he still went along with the plan. Sato seen a shoe sticking out and he was ready to end it all. But when he went to go check it out, it was just a single shoe. Kei jumps from above and tries to ambush him. Sato couldn't see him, but he still managed to outplay this dude. Bro started laughing like this is the most fun he had in years and just threw him off. The doctor started using this as an opportunity to just run, but Sato wasn't gonna let that happen. He grabbed his pistol and started shooting him. This dude Kei tried to sneak him, bro, but Sato just elbowed him. Sato tried to make sure they didn't escape, so he started shooting at them, but they got away. And as soon as they got out, that one doctor kept his promise. He got a marker and then started tracing the way to go. The other doctor was still tripping. He was like, why are you trying to save him? And he's like, bro, he saved my life, bro. I'm doing what I can do. Sato was impressed about them getting away, though, because he was like, I can always catch up. So he put all his focus on Kei. And right as he was about to kill him, Kei's stand starts to form. And the weird thing about Kei's stand is, it doesn't listen to anybody. It does what it wants. Like, it has its own, like, free will or something. And when the stand fully appeared, Kei takes that as a chance to run away. Sato tries to stop him, but the stand cuts off his arms. And just like that, the stand kills Sato quick as hell. We did it! It didn't take long for Kei to find the marker path, and he just followed it. And it turns out that one doctor that was bit, he was scared that Sato was gonna follow the path as well, and he didn't want to deal with any of that. So he just hid in a room. Eventually, Sato walks by, and he stops at the door. But after a few seconds, he just walks away. And seeing that gave bro relief, but not for long. See, Sato, he walked away because he didn't want to deal with it himself. And instead, he sent his stand in there to do the work. And that's exactly what it did. And what can I say? He kinda deserved it. No, I'm not regular. Gigging on my sentence. Kei followed the Sharpie all the way, and it made him end up on the roof. On top of that, the doctor was still there waiting for him because he needed to show him how to get off the roof. And for a doctor, this guy is pretty stupid because he's immortal. He can just jump off. And another thing, they were just up there yapping like there wasn't a maniac chasing them. Eventually, Sato caught up and shot Kei in the shoulder. Like, what did y'all expect? The doctor helps him and they both try to get away. But eventually he gets shot too. Kei thought the doctor died from that one shot, and he tried running away and saving himself. But then he heard the doctor breathe. Sato ran out of bullets, so he brought out his machete, and he started walking that dude down. Kei built up the courage to rescue the doctor. He was dragging him to the ledge, and his stand appeared again. Shoot, perfect timing, nigga. You would've thought that shit was Nav. Sato brings his out, and they both start fighting. Kei's stand was moving like Canelo Alvarez with the head movement. Sato's stand was no slouch either. He was moving crazy. Kei took the doctor to the edge, and he didn't know what to do. If he stays up there, he dies. But if he throws him off the roof, maybe he gets a couple broken bones. So Kei took the chance, and he said, yeah, I'm gonna drop him. He gotta hurry up because Kei's stand is getting overwhelmed. He's on his knees right now. Sato's stand tries to finish him while he's down, but Kei's stand dodges it beautifully. And right after that, he counters with a 360 headbutt, and they're both finished. Sato starts seeing Kei's memories, and Kei starts seeing Sato's memories. Kei doesn't waste any more time, and he drops the doctor. The news catches it on video, and they all think he did it just to kill him. But we all know the real, you know what I'm saying? Kei's finally becoming a real nigga, you know what I'm saying? I'm finally starting to like dude. After he threw the doctor, he immediately thought about getting away himself. Sato stuck like he just hit a 3-5. He just can't comprehend what he just seen. But he locks in and he steadies his aim. Hey, and for an old dude, I can't hate. This guy's aim is immaculate. Kei fights through it though, and he jumps off the roof, and he makes it out. But the fall looks insane, I can't lie. But they didn't show you where the water that he landed in was. Before this video ends, let me know if you guys like this show, because it's low-key it's a half-court shot. I don't know if you guys are gonna like this for real. But if you do, let me know and I'll do the rest of the seasons, right? But on top of that, I have a little treat for you guys. My friends tried to voice act, and this is how it went. The driver hits the brakes and they end up stopped on the track. Yo! What are you doing?
Where? I don't even know what's happening.
Nigga, move the car!
Ah, you got me!
All right, here you go.
Nani?
You don't really think you're going to?
Wait. お前はもう死んでいる。
ようこそ私のソウルソサエティへ Bleach is a really good show, you know what I'm saying? A really good when I I first watched Bleach, it was kind of boring. Rukia wall stabbing Ichigo, turning him into a Soul Reaper, then Ichigo going out and things didn't move me that much for real. It did a little because I kept watching, but not enough for real, not enough to hook me. But then you want to know when it started getting lit for me for real? When this 4-9, damn! Rukia Biles, even got kidnapped right in front of Ichigo and got sent back to somewhere he did not know. Once that happened, the Soul Society arc in Bleach officially started. And when it started, it was tough. The Soul Society arc hooks me into Bleach. I know it hooked a lot of people into Bleach, so we gonna make a video on it. Now, as I mentioned, what sparked this whole arc was Rukia getting kidnapped. Now, basically, right, the reason why Rukia got snatched up is because she gave this man Ichigo Soul Reaper powers. The Seidete and the Soul Society wasn't going for that. The 13 Court Guard squads wasn't going for that. They wanted her dead. So they got her and threw her in a cell waiting to be executed. Meanwhile, after she got kidnapped, Ichigo was in the rain, alone, on the ground, defeated, sheets. Hey man, you know what I'm saying? It'd be like that. Ichigo actually almost lost his life that day because Rukia's older brother beat the brakes off him. Oh, also, Ichigo lost his Soul Reaper powers in that fight too. But then randomly he woke up with a dude on top of him. Hey, yo! Ichigo just almost died. Bro was internally wounded, externally wounded. Now he got a grown man on top of him. Is that not crazy? Apparently he was on top of him to keep him warm, I guess. Then Kisuke Urahara walks in. Now, Kisuke already knows what's going on with Rukia because he's Kisuke. So Kisuke's like, hey, bro, I hope you save Rukia, but you gotta let me train you. Ichigo was like, bro, she's about to die. I ain't got time for that. So you know who Ichigo was talking to like that? Because Kisuke doesn't. He pinned bro to the ground to remind Ichigo that he's weak. Kisuke was like, bro, you know you suck, right? I know you thought that because you were putting in some work against Renji that you are tough, but I am here to tell you that you are not. You're gonna find that man is not a threat for you. So, you know what I'm saying? Just let me train you before I get mad. Ichigo agrees. So the next day, Kisuke takes Ichigo to an underground training ground under his store. Yo, this look kind of tough. Why is it so big? Better question, how did he get it so big? Anyway, though, Ichigo starts training. He almost gets folded by some little girl. Actually, he does get folded by a little girl. But that little girl is actually dumb strong compared to an average Soul Reaper, and he dodged one of her attacks, so he moved on to the next session of the training. Now, Ichigo got friends, Chad and Orihime. Before Rukia got snatched up, Chad and Orihime were also friends with Rukia. So this talking cat right here offers to train Chad and Orihime so they can join Ichigo to save Rukia. Back to the training for Ichigo, basically he got a chain on him. Zesty Mustache Man cut the chain, and basically the chain is like a fuse. If the chain dissolves all the way up to Ichigo's chest, he's gonna turn into a hollow and then he's gonna die. So then they put bro in a hole, and he has 72 hours to turn into a Soul Reaper and climb out of that hole or he dies. And bro's arms are like tied together too. That is very tough. First bro gets clapped by a little girl. Now he has to climb out of a huge hole with his arms tied together or he's dead. Bucket Hat Kisuke put in that orange-haired man to work. Ichigo tried running up. It did not work. The little boy who was there was mad, disrespectful. Bro was like, hey bro, if you thirsty down there, drink my spit, yo. Those are fighting words, not gonna lie. Anyway, though, Ichigo didn't get up in time and he started turning into a hollow. While this was happening, he was forced into his own mind and started talking to his inner spirit, Zangetsu. They start chatting, Zangetsu's yapping in Ichigo's ear. Zangetsu's like, if you don't lock in, lame man. Then Ichigo grabs a red ribbon that has his sword in it. Then he pulls it out and boom, he becomes a Soul Reaper. Yo, look at how clean this dude looks. Look at the drip, bro. The mask, the turban on his head, the Soul Reaper kimono right there. That already looks tough as it is. And the extra cloth. That man, Tight Kubo, has got to design some clothes, bro. He has to make a clothing brand for real. If he ever makes me clothes, he'll have me looking like I sit on oil in the Middle East. He'll have me looking like I own a Lamborghini Urus. Anyway, though, with Ichigo looking like a cold Soul Reaper, he cleared lesson 2. Lesson 3 was pretty simple. All bro had to do was knock the hat off Bucket Hat Kisuke's head. However, Kisuke cut off damn near all of bro's swords, so all he had was the hilt. That's tough! Then Kisuke was like, if you dare try to fight me with just that hilt, I'ma kill you. And, you know what I'm saying, Ichigo did not want to die, so his sword started talking to him. The sword was like, call out the name Zangetsu. Zangetsu? Call it out now! He calls out the name Zangetsu and his Zanpakuto comes out. After that, he sliced Kisuke's Bucket Hat. I look-y felt disrespected after that. And just like that, Ichigo cleared all 3 lessons of his training. Later on, his friends Orihime and Chad pulled up. Even Uryu looking at him. They, along with the talking cat too, all hop in the Minecraft portal and they were off to the Soul Society. Inside the portal, they ran through the Dongai side, they almost got hawked down by the cleaner, but then Orihime clutches up, she's already more useful than Sakura, and throws up a barrier that once the cleaner hits, it propels them all forward into the social sites. They all landed pretty badly, except Chad, he landed like he was an Avenger. Now the part of the Soul Society they landed in was called the Rukon District. Right next to it was the Seirete, where the Soul Reapers were. Ichigo tried W-King the Seirete, but he got stopped by Jidambo. This right here is Jidambo. Big ass nigga, enormous ass nigga, no bottom lip, having ass nigga. Chad and Orihime tried to Ichigo up, but Jidambo was like, nah, y'all not about to act like thugs. We got rules here. The first rule doesn't apply to this. The second rule doesn't apply either. But the third rule, there is no jumping in the city. You can only run the ones. So did Ichigo and Jidambo start running the ones. Jidambo hits Ichigo with the axe attack. Ichigo blocks it and Jidambo is surprised. Jidambo was like, alright bro, you may have blocked that attack, but guess what? So have other people in the past. Stop getting happy you're not strong. After the first hit though, nobody can block again, so prepare to die. Jidambo time, it does not work. Then Jidambo spans Ichigo, that doesn't work either. So then Jidambo's like, it's time for my ultimate move. He takes out 2 axes, and Ichigo goes and breaks the axes, then bodies Jidambo to the gate. So that doesn't work either. Then Jidambo starts crying because Ichigo broke his axes. Okay. After that, Jidambo starts yapping about how Ichigo beat him as a warrior, he beat him as a man. According to him, he's left. You straight, bro? Bro got folded for the first time in his 300 years of being a guardian. Now he got depression and is entering a midlife crisis. It's not that deep, bruh. Anyway, though, Jidambo lost, so he opened the gate. But midway, he stopped. And boom, the first attempt to invade the Seirete failed. Not gonna lie, Ichigo is really brave, because take a good look at Gin's fate. Mischief and treachery is activity he takes great pleasure in partaking in. Look at the face of being up to no good. Him and this dude right here, but we gonna get to him later. Anyway, though, in this arc, Ichigo and his gang are called the Ryoka. When they turn around, the villagers in the Rukon district are welcoming to them because they helped out Judamba and saved them from Gin, however you say his name. Later that day, Ichigo meets a dude named Ganju Shiba. Ganju Shiba has a sister named Kukaku Shiba. We rock with Kukaku Shiba even more. You wanna know why we rock with Kukaku Shiba even more? There's 2 reasons. The first reason is she seems cool, you know what I'm saying? Probably a vibe to talk to. The second reason is because she has a fireworks cannon and she can use that cannon to launch the Ryoka up into the Seirete. Meanwhile, Rukia just got transferred into a cell that's closer to her execution grounds. Back at Kukaku's place, all the Ryoka are in the cannon. She starts saying some cool incantation. Her voice actor sounds tough. Fit in the air, and there they are in the sky.
Butterfly in the sky, what's this high? Take a look, it's in a book, a reading rainbow.
Alert. People are invading the Seirete. The Ryoka hit the Seirete's barrier, then they glitch inside the Seirete's barrier, and after maybe like 20 seconds, they all disperse. Kenpachi Zaraki, Squad 11 captain, definitely mentally insane, was like, oh yeah, we're the strongest Ryoka. Let me introduce him to who the hell I am. Ichigo lands with Ganju, Uryu lands with Orihime, and Chad and the Black Cat land somewhere separately. The second Ichigo and Ganju land, they get spawn camped by Crackhead Saitama and Yumichika. Ganju saw those 2 Soul Reapers and was like, damn. Yeah, y'all niggas wild and I'm gone. Then Ganju runs off, but then Yumichika chases him. Ikaku was like, not gonna lie, your friend's smart. You should have ran. Ichigo was like, run? Why run? I don't run from niggas with no damn hair. They immediately started fighting right after. They were clashing and this man Ichigo was looking like a gymnast. This man jumped in the air, turned upside down and hit bro near the eye and hit bro on the face. This man Ikaku got trick-sided by a sword. That's actually mad funny. Not gonna lie, I was shocked. He was shocked too because he immediately asked her bro's name right after. I don't even think Ichigo knew he could do that before he did it, to be honest. Meanwhile, that man Ganju's still running from Yumichika. In fact, Ganju is so good at running away, he actually managed to defeat bro. He hit Yumichika with the mini earthquake. Yumichika jumped up. He threw fireworks at bro and he was sheets. Not gonna lie, Ganju's aim is so tough. Look at how he spiked the fireworks at bro's head so accurately. If that man inherited the Beast Titan, he'd be better than Zeke. That man Ganju doing whatever he's doing in life and go play QB for the Cowboys. Do you know how hard it is to throw a dot upwards? Ganju, bruh, you got it. Dab me up, gang. Ichigo and Ikaku kept fighting. Ikaku's sword turned into a spear. Ikaku intentionally gave himself an opening, so Ichigo was like, oh shoot, this better be a break. Ikaku's spear actually isn't even a spear, it's a 3-part pull. So what Ichigo thought was an opening wasn't an opening, and he got cut. It's okay though, because Ichigo thugged it out and kept boxing. Even for a smooth little minute, he was putting in work. He even whipped his extendo at Ichigo, hit him, and got him to the ground. Then Ichigo was like, not gonna lie, bro, it took me a minute, but I know what you are. Then Ichigo dropped the red hair thing that was on Ikaku's weapon, which meant that he was able to read him for real. Ikaku was like, money? Ichigo jumped in the air and charged that, bro. Ikaku tried to block. Ichigo hit him through his weapon. Goofy. After that, Ichigo was telling him to give up so he didn't kill him. Ikaku was like, nah, if you want this win, you gonna have to kill about it. You thought this fight was sweet, my nigga? This ain't no friendly exhibition. There will be death. Then Ikaku charged at Ichigo, and Ichigo just looked at him and sliced him in the side. Ikaku lost the fight no more. I mean, he ain't died over, but he was no more for real, like in the, like, you know what I'm saying?
Shut the fuck up, nigga.
He was a threat to Ichigo, no more. Uryu and Orihime were on top of some building until they ran into a dude named Jirobo. Now, there's 2 things you should know about Jirobo. The first thing is that he's Jidambo's younger brother. The second thing is that he might be one of the lamest anime characters you've ever seen in your life. To start off, when bro initially saw Orihime and Uryu, he immediately went after Orihime. Then when Uryu started trying to fight, bro, he threw sand in his eyes. See, after that, I already had a feeling he was bitch, but I had to keep watching film. After that, Uryu was hanging from the building, so he went back to try to kill Orihime. As soon as he was about to, Uryu got up and shot his hand. Then Jirobo unleashes his Shikai. His Shikai's kind of sheets, to be honest. Jirobo starts chatting. He's like, no one who has seen this move has lived to tell about it, so you about to die. Uryu's not fazed by this. I'm not fazed by this. Are you fazed by this? Hell no. Uryu shoots them down, then shoots his sword too. Jirobo tries to charge at him, and Uryu shoots right before his foot as well. He's cooking, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Jirobo's like, damn, can I breathe? Then he tries to go for Orihime one last time, but Uryu goes right in front of him and booms him, sleeps him, takes his powers. He will never fight again. Legoland back over somewhere else in the city. Take Ichigo and Ganju's getting chased by a bunch of Soul Reapers. One Soul Reaper who's mad small, mad short, can't even fight for real, to be honest. He's called a Soul Reaper, but Brody ain't reaping nothing. His name is Hanataro. He accidentally gets in the middle of the crowd. None of the Soul Reapers there give a damn. They don't care. They don't care because Hanataro is Squad 4, which is the support squad. They're Squad 11, which is the strongest squad, which means they love partaking in mayhem and unaliving things. So essentially, they got no respect for Hanataro, so they see him as a lame. As a matter of fact, they actually encourage Ichigo to kill him. Damn! An explosion happens, so Ichigo and Ganju dips. They end up in some dark room and take Hanataro with them. In the dark room, Hanataro finds out that Ichigo wants to save Rukia, so Hanataro, being the Soul Reaper, was like, I can show you the way. Looking at it. Is that even a song? It probably is. Hanataro takes Ichigo and Ganju to some well-hidden underground tunnel. When they get back up, Hanataro points Ichigo to where Rukia is being held in the White Tower. As they walk closer, Ichigo and them boys see a familiar face, and that familiar face is Renji Abarai. Once Ichigo and Renji locked eyes, it was already on sight. They was walking towards each other, and then they started fighting. Ichigo pinned Renji to a wall, then Renji said, "Roar! Sabi Madu!" and then hit Ichigo into a building. Renji was talking a lot of trash, but then Ichigo walked out with his face half bloody, talking about some. You was talking all that shit, but thought this attack was tough? Y'all Soul Reapers be thinking y'all goats, whole time y'all niggas are deers, bruh. Then Ichigo started realizing something about Renji's attacks. After every 3 attacks with Renji's extended sword, Ichigo realized that Renji's sword would always go back to its normal size after those 3 attacks. And when it would retract, he would be vulnerable. So after Renji attacked Ichigo 3 times, Ichigo was like, oh yeah, free eats. He lunged at Renji and tried to cut bro, but then Renji dodged it, then sliced bro in the shoulder. That big ass blade all in his shoulder. I don't even know how it didn't hit it like his organ or heart or something, nigga. Damn. It was all wedged in, then bro like pulled the blade out so it went forward. Like, bro, that How is he even still alive? If that boy's name was not Ichigo Kurosaki, he would experience death. But instead, bro raised his sword in the air and concentrated mad spiritual pressure. He jumped at Renji, blocked his attack. Renji tried attacking Ichigo again, but Ichigo broke his sword, broke his pride, and broke his life. He didn't break his life, but he hit him against a rock and sliced him. Like 10 seconds later, you can find Renji screaming. Then Renji started having flashbacks to back when Rukia and Renji were kids because they were like best friends. So after the flashback, bro starts getting emotional and he starts crying and he starts begging Ichigo to save Rukia. He's like, Ichigo, please. I know you just beat the bricks off me, but like, save my girl, please. I'm swallowing my pride here, bro, please. Alright, nigga, damn. Then Renji falls and goes unconscious. Then a little bit after, Ichigo falls and goes unconscious. Ichigo won the fight versus Renji, and Hanatsuro takes him back into the tunnel so he can heal him. As you can tell by what just happened, Renji went out very bad, bro. First of all, bro couldn't save basically his girl to his captain. Then some other dude, Ichigo, met her and befriended her. Once bro found out that Rukia was gonna get executed, Ichigo was like, oh hell nah. Got stronger, pulled up to the Soul Society. He don't even live there. And then bro fought through Ikaku, fought through other Soul Reapers, fought Renji himself and bitched him. And now Ichigo's gonna go on and fight more people to save Rukia. And all Renji could do was aid in her execution and beg that same dude to save his girl, bro. And Renji, that's tough. You are a bastard. A nigga like me would never end up in that predicament. However, though, surprisingly, this whole saving Rukia thing isn't the only plot that's going on in the Seirei right now. There's another plot going on, and it's involving a squad captain named Sosuke Aizen. Sosuke Aizen. Woo! That name is so tough. I'm gonna name my future kid that. But like, so basically, right? There's this girl named Momo, and Momo is Aizen's lieutenant. Momo really admires Aizen. One might say she is fond of him, but you want to know what she wasn't fond of? Seeing him dead and hanging from a tower in broad daylight. That man was dead, seemingly. She was distraught. The other lieutenants pulled up, and they were distraught too. It was getting very spooky in the Seirei. Yokoso, Watashi no Soul Society. All of a sudden, Ichimaru appears behind them and is like, damn, he died? That's a real shame. Previously, Toshiro told Momo about Ichimaru being suspicious. So after Ichimaru said that, it made everything like a million times worse. So then Momo W-keyed Ichimaru and got stopped by Izuru. Izuru tried stopping Momo. Momo was not going for that. She unleashed her Shikai. She shot a blast at Izuru, then shot a blast at Ichimaru. Izuru was like, yo, what the? Alright, bro. See? No cap. I think it's just about that time for you to die, bruh. Izuru unleashes his Shikai and they start charging at each other. But then Toshiro comes and stops them and says put them to jail. After they get taken away, Toshiro was like, hey, you were about to kill Momo, weren't you? If you touch Momo, I'll touch you. No Diddy at all. Ichimaru was like, alright, bro, but you better watch it before it gets even more deathly. And after that, they stared each other down. Some other Soul Reapers came. Toshiro walked off. So what Chaz doing? Well, since more and more and more, and never hit Shunsui because he's Shunsui. Shunsui then appears behind Chad and zaps him like 80 yards away. So then Shunsui's like, give up. Chad's like, no. Well, bro, I tried. It seems I'm gonna be the one sending you to the Lord today. Then they gave Chad a cool little backstory to try to hype him up for the fight. In the backstory, they were showing how indestructible bro was, how strong he was. They also showed why he is who he is too, but that's not important to this. Then right after the flashback, he charges at Shunsui, shoots a blast at him, misses and gets cut directly after your backstory is so already Kenpachi's a psychopath. The eye patch he has on, already Kenpachi's a psychopath. The eye patch he has on, the bells on the tips of his hair are to make it harder for him to fight. With the bells, they're supposed to hear bro coming, and the eye patch actually drains his spiritual pressure so he's weaker. So then you might ask, why would he willingly damn near everyone's 2 weeks so to enjoy fighting more, he weakens himself to make it fun? That's so crazy, bro. Your entertainment is playing Fortnite. His entertainment is playing with his life. And Kenpachi and Ichigo were talking, and Ichigo noticed that Kenpachi hadn't released a Shikai. Kenpachi was like, not gonna lie, I don't have a Shikai, bruh. Once Ichigo heard that, he was like, you don't have a Shikai, so you're not gonna get any stronger. Yeah, you're cooked, buddy. Cooked? Who's cooked? Kenpachi attacked him. Ichigo blocked it. Kenpachi said he doesn't have a Shikai because his spiritual pressure is too strong for all that. Then he pierced through Ichigo's sword with his sword and stabbed Ichigo in the chest. Ichigo was suffering. Kenpachi was like, damn, bro, this is how it ends. I was out there looking for you. I was out there searching for you. Ikaku gassed you up and said you were tough. Man, you got me all excited. I think Kenpachi walks away, disappointed because another day has passed and another day where no one has taken his life. As Ichigo's watching Kenpachi walk away, Zangetsu pulls up and takes Ichigo into his inner consciousness. Follow Ichigo, Ichigo realizes that Zanpakuto aren't just tools. They're Zanpakuto. And basically what that means is they got emotions, they got feelings, so respect them, Nick. Once he realized that, he came back to real life and got up to fight Kenpachi once more. Ichigo charged that bro and sliced Kenpachi exquisitely through the shoulder. After a few more swings, Ichigo sliced him again through the other shoulder. Then bro started getting confident again. He was like, I'm gonna have to make this quick. Kenpachi was like, quick? What you mean quick? We're just starting to have some fun. Kenpachi rushes Ichigo and gets hit in the nose. That nigga does not flinch at all. He smiles through it. Yo! He cuts Ichigo in the face a little bit and is like, I love it! They keep fighting. Kenpachi keeps getting cut. Kenpachi's like, I don't know how you're still alive, but I like it. This fight, I love it. It's what I wanted. They back away from each other and Kenpachi keeps laughing and laughing, and then he's like, yes, this is nice. Ichigo is now strong enough for Kenpachi to take off his eye patch, so he does, and his real spiritual pressure comes out. To demonstrate his power, he cut this big building in half. Furious. After that, they non-verbally decided to end this whole thing in one single clash. Ichigo charged up his spiritual pressure, Kenpachi charged up his spiritual pressure, then they charged at each other and clashed. Damn, look at all this impact, bro. They all strong. After the clash, you can't really tell who won until you look closely at Kenpachi's sword. That meant Ichigo got pierced. Ichigo said that he was sorry to his friends before he fell, but then Kenpachi, why are you saying sorry? You won. Then Kenpachi fell too. Now, to me, Ichigo